Good morning and happy Sunday. I hope you enjoyed your hours extra sleep in bed this morning. With the change of the clocks, the end of October is upon us. We are in 1 Peter 5, verse 9, which says, resist him, that is, your adversary, the devil. Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same experience of suffering is required of your brotherhood throughout the world. The fact is that we live in occupied territory. I think the comparison is fair to say that just like in the Second World War, when the Germans had overrun most of Europe, there were people who actively resisted the German occupation. They didn't just live alongside it and tolerate it and cooperate with it. They may have acted as if they were doing that, but they actually planned activities and actions that undermined the German occupation. And the members of the resistance movement, if they were found, were dealt with very severely. This word, resist him, resist Satan. It's not a passive thing. It's not ignoring him. It's not ignoring the things that are going on in the world. It's not ignoring what he's doing and just behaving as if he's not there. No, we have to do more than that. We have to take back for Jesus people and things that have been stolen from him. We have to be proactive in our resistance. I looked up the word resist because I do find a dictionary very helpful when I'm thinking about the meaning of Scripture. Not that always the dictionary definition is the same as the biblical definition, but I think in this instance it's very close. There are several nuances to it in the dictionary, but it's said there, to stand up to or refuse to comply, to resist, to express opposition through actions or words, to withstand the force of something. And that was in the instance of a tree that resisted the gale force winds that came against it. We have to stand. It says, resist him, firm in your faith. We have to stand. We have to not give ground to the enemy, at the very least, not give ground, because Jesus has won our hearts and we are on the other side. We are in opposition to the enemy, and the enemy will do anything he can to try and make our witness for Jesus, our life for Jesus, as ineffective as it is possible to make it. So very often he will bring up difficulties and problems to make life harder for us, to have a go at us, often through people. You know, we don't fight against flesh and blood. We fight against principalities and powers and against the forces of evil. But often the forces of evil will use the mouth of a friend or a relative to try and undermine our faith and to try and make us choose between following Jesus or keeping good relations with people around us. And we have to resist him. We have to stand. Whatever the cost is, we have to stand for the kingdom. Sometimes it's very hard indeed. But we have to oppose him at every moment of our lives. And if we can, having stood, we need to advance against him. I think the present situation in the Ukraine is an example of this. I think that President Putin expected the leader of the Ukraine to simply hand his country over to him. He actually, I think, thought that the majority of people who lived in the Ukraine wanted to be under Russian rulership and be a part of the Russian empire, if it, it was originally part of the USSR, and he was wrong. And the resistance that has been offered by the Ukrainian people is phenomenal, quite unexpected by the enemy. We may think, and it is true, that the enemy will try and say to us, well, you're only one. What you do is not going to make any difference. Why muddy the water? Why make life difficult for yourself? Just potter on. Just potter on. Don't try and oppose me, because I'm much too strong for you. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And the Great Commission is to take from the enemy's camp, from those who live in darkness, as many as we can, to get them into the kingdom of light, before it's too late. No, it's not an easy task, the task that we have taken on, but we need to be part of the resistance movement. Join in, join up, stand firm, knowing that everywhere around the world there are people doing exactly the same thing. They are standing for Jesus. They are standing for Jesus, and they are advancing the kingdom. They are robbing the enemy of his assets and bringing people into freedom. It's a wonderful thing. But Jesus, God, Peter, none of them would have told us to resist the devil if we couldn't. That's my thought for the day. Have a great day. Have a great day in worship. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.